Hello everyone and welcome. We're super thrilled to have you join us for this special event that we have specifically crafted for you. Today, you're going to learn how to unblock the potentials of your Teams app and make them available across Microsoft 365. In addition, we have very cool demos to show you, great code samples, and other fun, exciting stuff to enable you to start building great applications. So let's get this show started. Come with me, I actually have a special guest to show you today. Hi Rob, nice to see you again.
Hey Nnamdi, thanks for having me. It is always a pleasure to share updates with the community of developers and partners building integrations with Microsoft 365. And as we'll see in a minute, we got a lot going on.
Absolutely, we're super excited about this event as well. So what do we have for developers?
We know from both developers and end users that the ability to integrate your experiences directly into the flow of people's work has the potential to be transformational. For developers, it means more effective discovery and healthier, more sustainable engagement with your app. For end users, it means faster task completion, less mental overhead, and more positive emotions when using your tools. But when we started this journey a couple of years ago, we recognized that we'd created distinct approaches to integration for each Microsoft 365 app, creating a lot of complexity for the ecosystem in the process. For end users, that means distinct applications to install in each part of the Microsoft 365 suite, and a confusing set of concepts across each one of those apps. And for developers, it means fragmentation of the technologies you're building on and the code you create. It means more friction getting acceptance from enterprise IT departments, and it means a more difficult time getting users to discover and install your app in each of the tools they use across Microsoft 365. We've looked at all the tech we've built over the years and recognized the need to rationalize our developer story and create a standard set of tools and services for app builders. It means one SDK for each of these shared elements, one unified manifest to package up all of those elements as a single unit, and one app service that serves as the source of truth for the apps that should be available to a developer across all of the Microsoft 365 apps and devices that a user uses to get work done. And we recognize the need to do the same for user experiences, where we proposed a similar rationalization, the creation of a higher order set of UX concepts that could work across the suite. It starts with tabs, web-based UX hosted within our apps, message extensions, interactive cards that can be embedded in chats, mails, and documents throughout Microsoft 365, bots, conversational agents in chat and meetings, and task panes, web-based companion experiences that programmatically interact with the host app and its content. But we're not introducing a new platform. We're taking advantage of existing Teams tools and platform concepts to make sure that there's continuity for your existing solutions and investments. That means we're building this SDK on top of Teams.js, the Teams JavaScript SDK. We're adding this tooling to the Teams Toolkit, our tooling inside of Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. And we're extending Teams UX elements across the suite to extend its familiar patterns to other core parts of Microsoft 365 to serve as the ground on which new experiences, including those powered by AI, can take root. We're at an inflection point in this journey. The first big general availability milestone is now, with more to come at Build, which is just a few months away. So this is the time for you to unlock your app's potential and enable your customers to achieve more. And the opportunity for you is huge to engage seamlessly with hundreds of millions of users wherever they work in Teams and beyond in the Microsoft 365 ecosystem. Our goal is to enable you to reach your users where they work, to help you build great apps more efficiently, and ultimately to make a bigger impact in the context of Teams, Outlook, and Microsoft 365. So what are we announcing today? Well, there's a lot to cover. First, we're announcing new ways to extend your Teams apps across Microsoft 365 by taking your personal apps, your personal tabs, and making them available as top-level modules in the Microsoft 365 app and Outlook. Next, we're announcing extensibility features for your apps in Outlook. bringing concepts from Teams like message extensions and stage view unmodified so that your users can use them inside of Outlook, Mail, and Calendar experiences as well. And last, we're simplifying and enhancing your Outlook add-in experience by bringing add-ins into the Teams manifest, by making add-in tooling available as part of the Teams Toolkit, and by delivering a unified store across add-ins and Teams apps in the context of Outlook across platforms. We've already got great examples of apps built by partners who've worked with us throughout this journey and to whom we owe a lot of thanks. So thank you, partners, for accompanying us on this journey. We've got a lot of exciting content to share in the next 45 minutes. We think there's something for any developer thinking about collaborative apps. Thanks for joining, and we can't wait to see what you build. Nnamdi, show us the way.
Thank you so much, Rob, for this amazing content you just shared. I'm very excited about what you just mentioned. This elevates the potential of our partners to build once, deploy efficiently, and connect with our users in Microsoft 365. We have made it easy for our partners and customers to build their apps just once and deploy it across Microsoft 365, thereby reducing overhead and development time, getting value to your customers quickly. Want to learn more on how to do it? Let me introduce you to Aicha Baz and Rabia Williams to show you how. By the way, Aicha is joining us from Dubai and Rabia from Brisbane. Aicha, Rabia, welcome.
Thanks, Nnamdi. Hi, everyone. My name is Aicha Baz. I'm a cloud advocate at Microsoft, and I have Rabia with me today. Hi, Rabia.
Hey, everyone. My name is Rabia Williams, and I'm also a cloud developer advocate.
Rabia and I are here today to show you how you can build Microsoft Teams apps and extend Teams apps across Microsoft 365 and add some platform-specific capabilities. So let's get started.
All right, before we begin on how to extend your applications, let's look at the benefits of why you're doing this. To see if an app is successful, a developer needs to check if users are aware of their apps. Discoverability of apps is something that is frequently overlooked, but it holds significant importance. Having your app accessible on Teams, Outlook, or Microsoft 365 app can greatly enhance its discoverability, making it easier for users to find and start utilizing it. Just imagine the possibility of the CEO of the company using your application on Outlook one day and finding it incredibly useful. How amazing would that be? Now, from an app maintenance point of view, and thinking of all the IT admins juggling multiple apps, deployments, stores, validations, whatnot, wouldn't it be easier on them too to free up time and resources to focus on a single project that reaches so many surfaces in Microsoft 365? And our end users, the more connected these apps are, the less context switching for them. Also, if they're familiar with a Teams app, they will feel like they don't have to learn a new system when they're using these apps on Outlook or Microsoft 365. Ultimately, it will drive user adoption. Now, enough about the benefits. Let's jump on and see what Aicha has to show us.
Awesome. So let's see how we can extend our existing Teams apps across Microsoft 365 and run our Teams app across Microsoft 365 app and Outlook web. I already have a Teams app to show you. It's an exciting Teams tab, and we will go through and upgrade our app and run across the platform. So let's jump right in and see the demo. As I mentioned earlier, I already have a Teams app I want to show you first, and then we can go ahead and upgrade Teams app and run my app across Microsoft 365 platform. So far, this app is only a Teams app. I will add this app, and it's a dashboard with 4 API integrations. The first feature is DevOps API, DevOps integrations, getting the work items from Azure DevOps. Second one is planner tasks. I've integrated this using Microsoft Graph API. Third one is GitHub repository issues, and I can add a new issue by using my dashboard. And if you're interested in seeing any details about any issue, you can go ahead and click on the issue and it will pop up the GitHub repository. And I also have Code Helper. I built this by using large language models, and I can ask my questions related to code. For example, create for each loop in JavaScript. I can run it and see the suggestions Code Helper is giving me. If I like any of the suggestions it is provided, I can just copy this code snippet and paste it in my project. So I want this app to run across Microsoft 365. Let's stop this app and start upgrading our app to run in Microsoft 365 app and Outlook. So there are two main things I need to do in this point. First is manifest.json. I need to upgrade manifest version. And the second one is Teams.js library. I need to upgrade Teams.js library version as well. I can do both of these by using Teams Toolkit. Let's quickly click on Upgrade Manifest and then choose the manifest I want to upgrade. And then this will automatically upgrade the version of my manifest.json. As you see, it's already 1.14. Let's do the same thing for Teams.js library. I will choose the upgrade Teams.js, and this time I need to choose the project I want to upgrade. By choosing my project, this will upgrade the version of the Teams.js SDK, and it will also add some comments in my code as well. So, since we upgraded Teams.js library as well, let's add some platform-specific features into our app. I built this widget called Office Oasis widget. And here I'm checking if mail is supported or if call is supported. I will be able to provide platform-specific features. Let's go ahead and check the components one by one. I will start with call.tsx. And here I'm using Teams.js library. And if call is supported in the app that I'm running my dashboard, then when I click the button, I will be able to call my colleague by using this functionality. And the same thing, let's go to mail.tsx. If I'm again using Teams.js library here, if mail is supported in the app I'm running my dashboard, by clicking that button, I can manually compose an email to my colleagues by using my dashboard. Let's go ahead and upgrade our dashboard. In this case, I now have 4 widgets. I want to add my 5th widget. Let's update the layout as well. I will just add new columns. So now Office Oasis is a part of the column together with Planner task, and I also have one row with OpenAI and GitHub issues. I will run my app and see what are the differences. Okay, now I'm running my app, and when it initiates on Teams, I will see the changes right away. To start with, now it writes on the top as works in Teams and Microsoft 365 app. Let's add my app and see how it looks like with Office Oasis. So I have all the widgets added as it is in the previous demo. But now I have Office Oasis. Since we are running this dashboard on Teams, now I can start a call. And I can actually call my colleague Rabia. If Code Helper can't help me, I know Rabia can. So I can ask my questions to her and we can chat about it. I know that she's now presenting with me, so I will chat with her later on a call. So since we're running this on Teams, we have call functionality. Let's check this app on Outlook and see if we are able to compose an email by using our dashboard. I will go to Outlook really quickly. And then I'll select apps and I will start my app here. And as you see, now our functionality is compose a mail. By clicking here, I can send an email to my colleagues by using my dashboard. I can quickly click send. And let's quickly go ahead and check if we really sent an email. Let's go to send items. And here we go. We have mail sent already to Rabia and Aisha, to myself. And also let's check Microsoft365.com, previously known as Office.com. By upgrading our app, we can run the same app on Office.com, meaning that the same dashboard is now working on Office.com. So in this case, Microsoft 365 app doesn't provide call or mail functionality. Now that's the reason why we can't see Office Oasis widget here, but the rest of the widgets and app is working. Awesome. So just to recap, if you're interested in extending your Teams app on Microsoft 365 app or Outlook, then we first need to update our manifest file. It should be 1.13 or higher to run our Teams app across Outlook and Microsoft 365 app. You can easily do that using Teams Toolkit, or you can update the manifest manually too. And the second thing we need to do is updating the version of Teams.js library. It should be greater than 2.0 to run Teams app across Outlook and Microsoft 365 app. Again, you can do this using Teams Toolkit, or you can just update this manually. And finally, after updating Teams.js, we actually added platform-specific capabilities such as call and mail capabilities. We use Teams.js library to do that. We just check if mail is supported or if call is supported, and then you're able to add these capabilities right into your app. So there are definitely easier ways to build this without making any updates. And Rabia, can you quickly show us how you can achieve this by using Teams Toolkit?
Absolutely, Ajan. Fantastic demo. So if you are looking to get started, then Teams Toolkit, an extension on Visual Studio Code, is the tool you need to create an app once and run it across Microsoft 365. Since we're already seeing the tab app by Aicha, let's go ahead and create a message extension using Teams Toolkit. All right, so I already have Teams Toolkit installed, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new app. Start with a Teams capability. Scroll down and you can see here extended Teams apps across Microsoft 365. These are all templates you can choose. I'm going to choose message extension. And this application is a package finder. That means it's going to go ahead and search for NPM packages and send me details or data about it. So as you can see, the app is already scaffolded and the structure is right here, as you can see on the left side. So let's go ahead and run this application. I'm going to press F5 or start debugging. This will kick off all the tasks that is needed for your app to run locally and start debugging. As a developer, you don't have to worry about anything, just have to press F5 and it will kick off. As you can see here, Teams has opened up in browser, and then the same window you can use to add or install your application into Teams. Now, my package finder is ready to use. I'm just going to go ahead and search for a package that I know, Teams FX. So I can go ahead and list out all the NPM packages of similar name. I'm going to choose the one I need, and that's it. A card is inserted into the conversation. Let's go ahead and look at the same developer experience on Outlook. Now, as you can see here, all these configuration details are pre-populated to me by Teams Toolkit. I just have to press F5 after choosing where I want to run it. So this will kick off debugging my application on Outlook. And then it will open up a browser for me on Outlook, ready for me to go ahead and test my application. This seamless experience is just amazing. Now let's go ahead and create a new email. And once you're in the compose area, you can go on top and search for your application, which is the package finder, and launch it from there. The similar experience as the one we saw earlier in Teams. Now I'm just going to go ahead and search for my package here, and it will again list out all the other packages, and I'm going to choose the one I need, and it's going to embed that as a card into my compose area. Now this email is ready for me to go ahead and send it to my colleagues. Now you can do the same with any API to find third-party data or anything that you want with the same experience. Now this seamless experience for developers is just amazing because they don't have to worry about what's happening behind the scenes. It's a great tool.
It looks definitely easier to do all these using Teams Toolkit, and you can have your app debug across Microsoft 365 app, Outlook, and Teams. This is really awesome to see how easy it is when you use Teams Toolkit to build your app.
Absolutely. And if you want to learn more, visit the link shown below. And so this is how you get started and extend your apps in less time to connect with your customers where they work. Now let's shift gears and talk about how you can make a bigger impact. And for this, let me welcome Jennifer Liu to share more. Hey, Jennifer.
Thank you, Rabia and Aicha. It's so cool to see this in action. Let's shift our focus to see how you can make a bigger impact. I'm going to talk about a tool that many of you use every day at work, and this is Outlook. Together with Teams and Microsoft 365, Outlook represents a surface for your app to reach hundreds of millions of customers. As you've seen in our show, many Teams app elements are now supported in Outlook too, like personal apps, message extensions, link unfurling. These have been available in public preview for a little while, but we will soon make this generally available in Outlook for Windows, for web, for Android, and for iOS. As we make more surfaces of the Outlook experience extensible, and as we support new types of app elements, we will present everything in the UI as apps, regardless of what specific technology the integration is using, whether it's an Outlook add-in or a Teams app. Our research shows that for most end users, an app is an app. Let's take a look at how this shows up in the Outlook experience. Here you can see my Outlook modules in a short list of my hand-picked pinned apps. The apps icon brings up a flyout with all my installed apps. The Add Apps button at the bottom brings me to an app store where I can browse all available apps. In this case, I find the Power BI app and install it. The app automatically opens, signs me in, and shows me a list of my recent dashboards. And now I'll switch to a new email. In the Mail Compose form, the same apps icon brings up a flyout with all the installed apps that are relevant when composing an email. Here's the message extension for the Power BI app that I just installed, which presents the same list of recent dashboards for easy sharing. From the same apps flyout, I can also find and use the Emojis Outlook add-in. All types of apps are presented in the same way. An app is an app. The App Store is now available for preview in Outlook for Windows and Outlook for Web. In this App Store, Outlook users can find, discover, and install Teams apps that are upgraded to work across M365, like My Stickers, as well as Outlook add-ins. Many of you have built existing integrations with Outlook as web add-ins. As we move toward a unified extensibility platform across Microsoft 365, we are very committed to bringing existing add-ins forward. As a first step, without doing any additional work, all Outlook add-ins will be available in the App Store on day 1. Here, you can see a user searching for Priority Matrix and finding both their upgraded Teams app and their in-market Outlook add-in. You've likely seen the App Store details page for a Teams app, but now the same App Store can also show details for Outlook add-ins and let users install them too. We want to make it easy for you to build integrations with Outlook that take full advantage of the UI surfaces we've made extensible. If you have previously built and published both a Teams app and an Outlook add-in, we're also making it easy to bundle these elements together in a single app in a single JSON-based manifest. This means that a user would find and install one app from the App Store, or an admin would deploy one app from the Microsoft Admin Center, and they'd get the complete M365 integration in that single step. This ability to combine Outlook add-ins and Teams apps in a single JSON-based manifest is now available for public preview. For the developers in the audience, we're pleased to share the tooling updates that make it easy for you to build apps for Outlook. I'm going to show you a great way to get started building your own Outlook add-in or upgrading your existing add-in projects to the latest manifest. It starts in Visual Studio Code, where I'm using Teams Toolkit, our extension that helps build experiences across Microsoft 365, including Teams apps and Outlook add-ins. I've already used Teams Toolkit to help create a new task pane add-in project that's ready to run and debug in an Outlook client, and it uses the new JSON manifest. I'm using VS Code to start running and debugging my add-in directly in Outlook. When Outlook launches, I can test my task pane add-in by interacting with the buttons in the ribbon. That's how simple it is to get started with Outlook add-ins using Teams Toolkit and VS Code. But there's more we can do. Earlier, I talked about combining add-ins across experiences like Teams. I'm switching over to another project in VS Code where I've updated my repository to include a Teams app alongside my Outlook add-in, sharing the same JSON manifest. Now I can run and debug in Teams and Outlook, or when I'm ready, use the defaults Teams Toolkit has provided to deploy this on Azure. I've used Teams Toolkit to provision and deploy this project to Azure, and here it is running in Outlook, just like before. Switching over to Teams, I can see that running there too. The JSON manifest you're seeing is a standard Teams app manifest file, but it has been enhanced with a new property called extensions. In this example, we've added a mail extension that shows up in Outlook. The extension consists of a requirements, a runtimes, and a ribbons property. In the requirements property, we define the scope mail to declare that this extension is to be surfaced in Outlook. In the runtimes property, we define an action of type open page that will allow Outlook to open a task pane add-in. Finally, in the ribbons property, in the context of composing an email, we defined a button that, when pressed, triggers the action we defined earlier in the runtimes property. And that's it. That's all it takes to define an extension that surfaces in Outlook. If you haven't tried building an Outlook add-in before, I'd really encourage you to check it out. We believe Outlook add-ins continue to serve an important role in our extensibility toolbox for contextual integrations that require access to email or calendar item properties or that need to respond to property changes. And for those of you who have an existing Outlook add-in, Teams Toolkit can help you upgrade them to the new JSON manifest, and then you'll be able to easily run and debug, just like I showed you today. That's a quick look at getting started with development of Outlook add-ins, Teams apps, and running across Outlook and Teams. You can get started by installing the Teams Toolkit pre-release using Visual Studio Code today. Last but not least, if you are a tenant administrator, we've made it easy for you to manage apps for Teams, Outlook, and Microsoft 365 from one place. The Microsoft Admin Center provides a unified admin experience for you to deploy and manage apps securely for the specific users or groups you choose. We are excited to announce these new capabilities and tools are available for you to start trying out today. So, whether you are building a Teams app that works seamlessly across Outlook and Microsoft 365, or if you're building an Outlook add-in, or if you're building all of this, we are making it easier for you.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. And you know, we have really cool examples to show you today. What we will see is how you can reach your users in the context of their work by easily extending your app in Teams, Outlook, and Microsoft 365, so you can connect with your users wherever they are working. For your users, this means flexibility. For you, this means opportunity. Let's start with our friends at AppFluence, developers of Parametrics. Parametrics is a software solution for Microsoft Teams and Outlook to help you manage tasks, projects, and emails. The app lets you capture anything you want to do, and it helps you focus your attention on the most important work. What is great about the Parametrics app in Teams is that it is fully integrated in the flow of work of our customers. For example, collaborating with teammates to share project status in a Teams chat is easily accomplished with their message extension. This allows everyone in the conversation to view and collaborate on the task right from a chat or channel conversation. Now, what if you're working from Outlook or the Microsoft 365 app? No problems at all. You can access the Parametrics app from within them to work easily wherever you are. In Outlook, Microsoft 365, and on the go. On the Outlook app on Android or iOS, enabling you to work wherever you are the most comfortable. For example, let's see the message extension we saw previously working in Teams work seamlessly for Parametrics in Outlook to enrich emails about actionable tasks right from within your email experience. Here, I'm in Outlook in the web, I can find the message extensions available. Let's select Parametrics message extension. I will search for one of the pending tags from a project I have been working on. Isn't it cool to see these tags unfold into an actionable card right from within the email? And from here, I can send it to other recipients so they can take action right from their flow of work without interruptions or switching back and forth to other apps. Here, for example, I can see the card in Outlook in Android, where I can take action, mark as done, reply, or view for more details and context. And there you have it, Parametrics integration with Microsoft 365. Whether you use Outlook, Microsoft 365, or Teams, Parametrics is there to help you stay focused and get things done. And you know what? As a developer, you will only have to build once to deploy across Microsoft 365. Now let's see another cool application of what is possible, and this time from our friends at SurveyMonkey. So let's get started. With the SurveyMonkey app, you can ask for feedback from simple forms to sophisticated surveys, and listen to your internal teams, partners, and external customers, whether you're looking to gather feedback on your new product or service, or conduct market research, or simply gather input from your team on a specific topic. The SurveyMonkey app makes it easy to get the information you need right from your work every day. Want to share your survey in an email? Now you can get the same SurveyMonkey app experience in Outlook. You can add the app in Outlook where you can access your surveys and share them in your emails. See how once you paste the survey link into your email, it nicely unfolds into a card that you can use in your email to capture actionable feedback from your customers, partners, and colleagues. This is great value for your customers when you create apps that keep them engaged in the flow of their work. Now that we have created and shared a survey, you will start to see the results rolling. Let's see this in the action one more time and check out the latest results of your new survey from the Microsoft 365 app. Just like in Outlook and Teams, you can access your surveys and share them. Pasting the survey link into a Word document, Teams channel, or even an email. What's also great is that you can check your results on the go. Go to the Microsoft 365 app on your Android mobile device and open the SurveyMonkey app. Now you can view and access the latest results for all your surveys at your convenience. As you saw, this is the value of bringing your app across Microsoft 365. So with the SurveyMonkey app, seamlessly helps you capture real-time feedback contextually to drive better decisions and actionable outcomes without leaving the flow of work. This is how you connect with your users where they work. And we are happy to announce that these new features are available for you to try it out today and start building apps that work seamlessly in the flow of work of your users. Whether it is the Microsoft 365 app, Outlook in web, Windows, or mobile. And start creating the experience your customers would use and love. So as you saw today, whether you want to build an app that works seamlessly in Teams, Outlook, and Microsoft 365, this is the way to go. So you can connect with your users wherever they work. Get more done in less time and ultimately making a bigger impact. What next? Well, start building apps. To get started, go to aka.ms/buildwithteams-start to learn more. Follow step-by-step guides on how to build great applications for your Teams, Outlook, and Microsoft 365 all at once. But this is just the beginning. Join us for our next sessions available here to learn more about how you can build these apps, hear from the voice of our engineering and product teams behind what we showed you today. Scan the QR code you see on your screen or go to aka.ms/buildwithteams-playlist to watch what we have prepared for you today. Thank you for joining us today to learn more about the new capabilities of Teams app development. We're excited to see how this will help you connect with your users where they work, get more done in less time, and make a bigger impact. See you next time.